Alright, we're back with another episode of Cooking with the Caseys. Tonight we're going to be doing some red beans. We've done the butter beans episode, but we're gonna do some red beans tonight. We got the whole family in here tonight. We got Ashlyn behind the camera. We got Raven and Pawpaw over here munching on some boudin.
Boudin!
We got some boudin to snack on from Ronnie's Boudin Cracklings. It's some really good stuff. This is smoked boudin. Got a few links to munch on. Now, when you're doing your red beans, the first thing you want to do is you want to rinse them all off and put them in a pot of water soaking for a few hours. The reason you want to go through them, and the reason you want to do that is they always have the random little pebble or the broke beans or dirty ones, you know. And you want to get them out of there and rinse the rest off and soak them. And we're using 2 pounds of the dry red kidney beans is what we're using. And you're going to need 2 whole onions. You're going to need 2 cloves of garlic. You're going to need, I'm using 2 pounds of the sausage we usually use, the Cookin. We got one that's hickory smoked, one that's regular smoked, and then I have a big bowl of some pork meat that I've chopped up and seasoned real good with some onion powder, some garlic powder, some paprika, cayenne, black, celery salt, and some parsley flakes. Now that's going to be all your seasoning for your meat. After you get your water boiling first, is what you want to do, because you've been soaking the beans. And then once you get that boiling real good, you want to take and cut up your onion and your garlic, and I'm going to go ahead and saute them in a pan with some butter, okay? And when we come back, I'm going to have all the sausage cut up, I'm going to have the veggies sauteed real good, and we're going to be adding everything to the boiling water. And the side dish is going to be some little sliced carrots. That's what we usually have with our beans. And of course, here in Louisiana, we gotta have rice with everything. That's why it's called red beans and rice. We're gonna do some rice in a rice cooker. Got some French bread to go with it too. We're gonna have some French bread and butter. And that's it for now. When we come back, like I said, we're gonna be adding some stuff to the boiling beans. And I'm James Casey. This is Cooking with the Caseys. I'm also known as the Cajun Mad Scientist.
I am too.
Check me out on Facebook, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Now, like I said, I went ahead and sauteed my onions and my garlic in some butter real good. You don't want to get them real well done. Just saute them till they're a little bit transparent, because you're going to put them in the pot. They're going to cook some more anyway. Now, I cut up all my sausage and got it ready to put in. Got the beans boiling. I got, now remember I said I seasoned the meat, okay? So, whenever you are doing beans, what I do is I like to season my meat real thorough, okay? Like I said before, this is all the stuff I put in there, and I put a lot, because you're not only seasoning the meat, but you're going to be dumping it in the pot, so you're seasoning the bean broth too, so you want to do it a lot. I don't measure anything, but you know, coat the meat real good with all the seasoning, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add this pork here. Now once this gets nice and cooked, it's going to tender up real good. I like to use pork that's got a lot of fat content in there. That's cured pork is what it is, pickled pork meat and smoked sausage. That's the best when you're doing red beans and rice. You can put whatever you want in your beans whenever you do them, but that's just what I like to use. Now when you put your water in your pot, you only want to fill the pot up about halfway before you put your meat, because when you're boiling your beans, fill it up halfway, because when you're boiling the beans and then you add all this meat, it's going to bring the water level up real high. And once you're done adding everything, it brings it up just about to the top. But it's going to cook all that water out of there, and it's going to thicken up the broth after you cook it for a while. So you add the pork, then I add the sausage on top, and then I'll take all my garlic and onion and put that in there too, with the butter. Now I use like 2 tablespoons of butter to saute my onions and garlic. Now remember, I said you have 2 whole onions and 2 whole cloves of garlic. You don't have to put that much, but I like a lot of garlic in anything that I cook, because garlic gives it a lot of flavor. Now, once you get everything added to the pot, all you do is you just kind of mix it in a little bit, get them veggies down in there, and then you just want to let it sit and come to a nice hard rolling boil. Okay, and once it gets to a nice rolling boil and it cooks some of that water out of there a little bit, you turn the heat down to around medium, low, and put the lid on it. Okay, and once you cook it for around an hour or so, then you can start tasting your broth, because I mean, you don't want to do it now, you just added all your raw meat in there. So once you cook it down for about an hour or so and it gets that water out of there and then the meat's nice and cooked, start tasting your broth and see if you need to add anything, because you know, like I said, you can always add but you can't take out. So I season my meat and throw it in, and then I add as I go, just to see if it needs anything. I keep tasting it. And then now is a good time to do your little side. Like I said, the last video, I think it was, all you got to do is just put the can, open the can and put the side in the dish and put it on low and just let it go for a little while. I'd rather do fresh stuff, but I'm always kind of pressed for time, so we usually do our sides out of the can. The main dish is the one that I like to do it upright, you know, because that's the one. That's the one you want to do up good. But that's what we're doing right now. We're going to let this boil down real good. We're going to let some of that water come out of there, let them beans get tender, and then I'm going to slap the lid on it. And when we get back, I'm going to be seasoning it or not seasoning it. It depends, but I'm going to come back just right before we plate it up for a minute, just to show you how it's going and what the process is looking like, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. This I'm just cutting in real quick before we plate everything up to show you the last little preparations. The carrots are done. What you want to do is you want to add a little butter in there after you drain a little bit of that water out. And then as you can see, a lot of that water came out of them beans. Remember, it was way up here, now it's way down, and it's thickening up real good. Them beans are nice and crumbly a little bit, getting soft. I've been tasting it, and all it needs, I just want to add a little bit of Tony, just a little sprinkle, give it a little kick, and a couple of little dashes of some green hot sauce. And that ought to do it for the beans. That's optional. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. That's just a little extra kick at the end that I like to add. And these are almost done. Whenever we come back, I'm going to be plating everything up. I just wanted to show you what I add as a little extra kicker. And right now, since they're almost done, is a good time to keep them covered and on about medium, like I said earlier. And go ahead and start your rice. We usually do about 2 cups of rice, and that feeds everybody, and we usually have a little leftovers. So when we come back, we're going to be plating everything up, and we're having red beans tonight. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. We're going to be plating everything up, show you how everything looks. Right now, I'm going to show you the beans. As you can see, a lot of that water done boiled out of it. They done thickened up real nice. Everything's ready to roll. You got your sausage, you got your pork, you got your red kidneys, onions, garlic, the carrots, they ready to roll. First step you want to do is you want to get some rice. Then you want to get you some of this meat. A little bit of that broth in there. Some of the carrots here. And then after that, all you need to do is cut you a little slice of that French bread there, put some butter on it, and we got Cajun red beans and some carrots to go on the side. Well, we usually have carrots to go with our beans, any type of beans we have, butter beans, red beans. Carrots just go real good, but it's a good little side dish. So I'm James Casey, aka the Cajun Man Scientist, and this is our meal tonight, and we're gonna go eat. So enjoy.
1, 2, 3, 4.